Yeah, it's disappointing in the end to not get a point out of it, but I can't speak enough about how hard this group is working, and we're so thin right now, and guys are doing 90 minutes every 3 days, and the effort was fantastic. A miscue led to the goal against, and here we are. I mean, obviously they're a good team. They've been very good all year, and they've been clinical in the moments they needed to be clinical, and they were tonight. I thought the first half we didn't play. We didn't really play. We turned the ball over too much. We put ourselves under pressure. We weren't really as threatening as we needed to be, and then I thought in the second half we were quite good. Had 3 fantastic chances, unfortunate not to score any of them. And we know that we have to turn those moments into goals, and if we want to be able to get results.
Robin, big picture level of concern given the hole that you're in the table right now?
Level of concern doesn't matter. You know what I mean? We are where we are. We have to keep fighting, and we have to get ready for the next game and try to get points there, and hopefully we'll get some guys back on Wednesday. Level of concern, if you're not in first place, then you're always concerned. Even if you are in first place, you're concerned. So obviously for us, we need to find ways to get results, and part of that is going to be getting guys healthy. It was good to have Cole back for 15 minutes tonight. That was a positive. Hopefully he can have more minutes on Wednesday. Hopefully we'll get a couple of other guys back, and we'll get some guys back from suspension, and be able to get some fresh guys in. The guys who have played a lot of minutes as of late, and again, I can't complain about their effort whatsoever.
Where's the psyche of the team at right now?
Probably kind of fragile. I mean, we all try to put on a brave face when we're in these moments, but at the end of the day, the truth is, when you win games, you have a lot of confidence. When you lose games, you don't have a lot of confidence, and I think that's true in any scenario. And for us right now, we come through a game like this tonight with just a really kind of gritty effort, and there are positives to be taken away from that. But again, I keep saying this: we're in a results-oriented business, and the positives, whatever positives we can find out of the game, which are quite a few, they still obviously don't outweigh the overall outcome.
Yeah, Coach, you kind of just mentioned it, but I guess going through this streak with 5 losses across all competitions in a row, I guess how can maybe going through this, maybe bind the team together and going through this sort of adversity in a moment like this?
Yeah, I mean, we would certainly like to think that adversity will bring the best out of us. This is a very difficult situation, difficult run we're in. And I think I said this last time, for all the games that we tied, that stretch that we had, you feel like you're close to being really going in the right direction, but really with all the ties, you're really close to going in the wrong direction as well. So for us, we're in a tough spot psychologically, to answer your question. But we know that the only way to get out of this is to work and to grind, and points here, points there, those things bring confidence along. So we know that that's of utmost importance for us at the moment.
And I guess kind of going off of that, the young guys tonight, Yosuke getting in, Moïse looking really sharp. I mean, how much of a bright spark were they in that?
Yeah, I thought they both did really well. Moïse obviously had one of the best chances of the night. Had to do some defending. Young players make mistakes. Made some mistakes. Covered his own mistakes. But he showed quite a bit of what he has tonight in terms of ability on the ball, his pace to run things down, his strength to deal with Santos on the one. And for Yosuke, he had a good preseason with us. He's been in training with us from time to time. He's been on the bench a couple of times now. And to get into a league game when we're down a goal at home, I mean, that's a pretty high-pressure situation to get into, and I thought he did well.
You talked about it being a results-oriented business and being in a rough spot psychologically. I mean, if you look at it, some of the best teams in MLS LAFC, St. Louis City, and FC Cincinnati, you've only conceded 1 goal. Is that a bright spot to look at? Does it feel like is it really close and something's not clicking, or?
I think at various times through the year you could say that. I think when we're going through that run of games, I mean, St. Louis, we were very, very good, and I thought we should have won that game. I think where we are now, dealing with the injuries, and it's not an excuse, it's a reality that we're missing quite a few players. It is going to take, we need if Connor's shot tonight goes off the post and goes into the goal, then maybe this is a different tone for this press conference. If Moïse picks a corner and puts his away, maybe it's a different tone for this press conference. So I can't definitively say what is going to bring us out of it, but we just have to keep working and keep creating opportunities like that and put a few of them away.
Just a quick follow-up. That being said, with there being so many injuries and everything, then does it feel more like once you can get a full healthy lineup in there, that the chances of it being pushed forward are greater?
I certainly think so. I certainly think so. I mean, Danny Leyva, I think, had played 16 minutes before he came to us on loan, and I don't know how many games times 90 he's played now, and with very short rest in between. And I just point him out as an example. And so one of the things that we see now, actually, I thought second half tonight we were probably better than we were on Wednesday night, because Wednesday night we had a lot of the ball, but I felt like we weren't really sharp and turned the ball over in situations that we probably shouldn't have. And I think a lot of that was fatigue related, and in a sense that's why I'm so proud tonight of the team, because I thought backs against the wall. I don't even know how many times we've played every 3 days now, and for us to find moments where we could really put ourselves in dangerous positions tonight. I felt like it was a very gritty and determined performance, and I felt like the players deserve more.
I want to make sure I phrase this carefully, just because I think that Will and your defenders have all proven themselves and proven that they have capabilities, but just with the pressure, the deflections, just how that's kind of mounted up tonight and
Yeah.
the goal that
Yeah.
you could immediately see that Will wanted it back.
Yeah.
But just how much do those kind of things happen when these kind of results build up? When
Yeah.
the stress just builds up on the team.
It feels like every single thing goes against you. It feels like every deflection goes to them or into our goal. When we hit deflections, it goes out of bounds. So and again, I don't ever want to sound like I'm making excuses. Regardless of our situation, we have to get points. But it does, I think it's a good question. It's a really good question, because when you're on this side of it, it feels like everything is going against you, but you can't allow yourself to wallow and feel like, the refs are against us, this is against us, that's against us. You can't really allow yourself to wallow, but I think everyone does in the back of their mind think, God, we just need a break. But part of it is we know we have to earn the break, and we have to finish one of these chances, and we have to execute defensively, and we did for the most part. And on that particular play, we made a few poor decisions, and didn't execute in the moment defensively. And for us to get out of it, the feeling is we have to be perfect. And while perfection is unattainable, it is absolutely what we have to strive for. We have to be as clean as possible defensively. And in the moments where we create good opportunities like we did at times tonight, we have to have the composure to put them away.
Coach, I want to go back to Yosuke Hanya. What have you seen from him that you've liked? You guys used your fourth and final call-up of him. So what is it about him?
It started last year, and he's been a good player since he's been here. But he had a really good preseason with us. He's an intelligent player. He's very clean technically, and he makes good decisions. He makes good decisions going forward. I'm picturing a particular goal in preseason that happened because of him. He's got savvy. He's got intelligence. He's a good player, and I didn't have any hesitation. It wasn't like, oh gosh, we have to put Yosuke in. I really didn't have any hesitation. We like him a lot. We think he's a very good player. He has a promising future. And what he is, you said, what do I like about him? He's really shown it all year, whether it's preseason, what he's doing with Rapids 2, what he does in training with us. He is a very intelligent player and a technically very good player.
Do you feel like maybe with the streak happening now that guys are maybe forcing some shots in the final third? You know, I felt like there's maybe some shots with Harris early and Ronan late where they kind of maybe pull the trigger a little quick. Do you feel like there's like a sense of like I need to score right now?
Yeah, I think there's urgency and everybody's feeling like, I want to help. So I'm going to take my chance. And, at times they're going to make bad decisions because it's not out of any malintention. It's not out of any poor intention. It's because they want to help. If we're on the other side of the table now, maybe instead of shooting, one of those players picks up their head and realizes there might be someone in a better spot. But when we are where we are and we haven't scored a ton of goals and guys are getting opportunities, they want to make a difference. In Calvin's case, that would certainly lend itself to maybe some rash decisions. But again, it's born out of a desire to really help the team. So it's one of these things where, yes, it could be better, but we certainly appreciate the effort.
And then follow up on that, just Calvin getting a start, 45 minutes. I don't even know if he's had MLS minutes yet this season, but what did you see from him? What did you like from him?
Yeah, Calvin has so much ability and so much pace, and he's a young player. And it's with him, it's all decision making. And when he's decisive and he makes up his mind and he immediately goes at defenders, he's so threatening. But as I said, with young players, you're working through a lot of things. And with him, it's the big part of his decision making. Physically, he's got it all. And his decision making as a young player just needs to improve and will improve.
Robin, Moïse on at halftime for all this. Walk me through the thinking of that decision.
The way that they were pressing, our outside backs were getting some time, and Lawless is a lion of a defender. He wears his heart on his sleeve for this club, and he's been tremendous that way. He is less comfortable carrying the ball forward than Moïse is. So the thinking was to get Moïse on because we knew we had some space in those areas, and if those players could really drive forward and at times commit other players, then we could help unbalance them and get some room in behind. And obviously it would have been a great decision if Moïse would have scored, right? But yeah, it's actually really nice, and we talk about, I don't want to jinx anything. Our defenders have been pretty healthy, so therefore we have had the ability to rest one here, rest one there, while getting Moïse minutes. Danny's had some time to rest. Lals has had some time to rest. Maxu will have to rest at some point. But it's been really nice that we've been able to get Moïse on for 30 minutes here, 45 minutes there, start a game here, and like building his confidence and his awareness within the league. So tonight was really an opportunity to get him on the ball in a little bit more of an attacking role, and it almost paid dividends.
Robin, how important has your staff been throughout this, stretch to really keep the players engaged, tactically, mentally, etc.?
Yeah, my staff is amazing. I really, really believe that. They care so much. They spend so much time putting together sessions, doing video, doing individual video, doing video of upcoming opponents, doing video of a review of games. And not only that, but they know how to relate to players. You look at a guy like Neil, his track record of where he's played and what he's done, it's incredible how humble he is. And same for Woldy, same for Sharpie. Chris is like a soccer encyclopedia. These are all guys who've been in tough situations, and we've all been in good situations, we've all been in bad situations, and certainly in these moments, you really see what people are made of, and I'm even more impressed with my staff now than I was before.
I guess for you, how much have you been leaning on them throughout this time, knowing everybody's shared experiences?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we lean on each other all the time. And they know that they're free to offer suggestions. No idea is a bad idea. And I'll just take all the input, and eventually someone has to make a decision. And but I can't tell you how much I appreciate what their diligence and dedication and how much they care. And as much as you might see it on my face, as much as you might see it on any of the players' faces, the coaches are all suffering the same way. But given the breadth of experience we have, there is a feeling that we will get out of it, and we just need to keep working. We have things we need to keep working on, and that's the other thing. We haven't trained in I don't know how long. I don't remember the last time we had a proper training session, because it's been game. And this is a team that needs to train. They need to train, and we will find an opportunity here sometime soon to train. And until then, it's a lot of video, a lot of whiteboard stuff, and they have to take that and apply the things that are being asked of them without actually running through it. And it's happening all over the league. There's so many games being played right now. I'm sure most of the teams are in the same situation. But for us, it's tough. And we look forward to being able to train and really nail down a few things. But the staff, the players, they're literally giving everything they have. As I'm watching the game tonight, I'm thinking, okay, so the quality hasn't been great in the first half. Whether that's decisions or fatigue or whatever, but as we went through the game, I just kept thinking, I'm really proud of how hard they work and how hard they work for each other. And I'm a big believer that that is the foundation of how you get out of something like this. So it's tough. It's definitely tough times, and we know it, and we're not shying away from it, not making excuses. We know we have to do better, and we have to find ways to get results.
Despite the negative results, I know this is a long season and you're not too far away from the playoffs. Is that something you look forward to, like in terms of like once you get to practice and once you get a couple of results in, you can start getting in there? And
Yes, 100%, because that's the important thing I think about the feeling right now. It's not like for as poor a start as we have had record-wise, the league hasn't really run away from us. I know every week it gets a little bit farther away, but I still feel like, because we feel like we're in touching distance. I mean, before this stretch of losses, we were so close to being right into the playoffs or under the playoff line, above the playoff line. And to be honest, I haven't looked recently, but it is something that we know that if we can, and this is a, I don't know if it's this league. I was going to say this is a funny league. You put together 3, 4, 5 games in a row, and then all of a sudden your world looks completely different. And right now, there is that feeling in the back of my mind, in the back of the players' coaches' minds, that we know we're not that far away, but we can't stand still and watch a league run away from us. If the league is going forward, we have to now go forward and then be able to close the gap. But it is something that gives us, I don't want to say hope. It is something that keeps us going, knowing that we're within reaching distance, but we do need to do our part. It's not good enough to be there and be close. We have to do our part to narrow the gap and actually get there. Thank you.